All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Intoxicated Sports Report, coming to you previously recorded from Dover Street, aka Emerson's house.
Barred over.
Barred over. Only a few weeks left.
Yep.
I am Gage Samoji, and of course he's Emerson Hip, and we are both slightly hungover.
Yes. Although I'm feeling good now.
I'm feeling good.
Now that we got this cocktail flowing a little bit.
Yeah, we have another
We're rejuvenated.
vodka Collins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which-
Back-to-back weeks.
These are good.
They are.
It just tastes like lemonade.
Pretty much. Sparkling lemonade, right?
Sparkling lemonade, probably with a heavy dose of vodka, knowing the way you make drinks. That's why I love you, though.
Heavy-handed hip.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what?
Heavy-handed hip.
I've never heard you say that.
It's just made it up.
You're just really? Just on the spot?
On the spot, yeah.
I don't believe that.
I've never been called that.
Okay.
Maybe my guy has, who knows?
Yeah. You're just getting us two today. We're not.
Yeah, no Garrett today.
No Garrett, no three-peat for Garrett this week.
He might make a cameo if he comes out of the room.
Which
It's possible.
you could.
Yeah.
Sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah.
But, because we are near your kitchen, so he could come out here, get some food, get some drinks.
Yep.
He'll probably say what's up
Yeah.
if he does come out here.
Give a little boost.
Just us two today.
Yeah.
How you doing, man? You good?
Good.
Good.
Coming off a W from last night, so can't be doing too bad.
No, I get it. I'm rocking my Boston Celtics green still.
I see that. It's still the finals, so.
Still the finals. That's why they play more than one game, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah, if it was sudden death, that'd be rough.
Yeah.
Just one and done. That'd be pretty
Celtics be champions.
Yeah. So yes, we're drinking vodka Collins. We got some White Claws in the bullpen for later.
So forgive us today if we're not sounding as
Lively.
as we
Yeah.
usually are, because it's been a long day, even though I didn't do shit. Came here at like noon, probably around about 12:30.
Yeah.
Ate some pizza, leftover pizza.
We napped hard too.
Napped hard.
Both
Yeah.
couched it.
Both couched it big time. We didn't nap together, it's not getting twisted, but we napped on two separate couches. You had the better side of the couch. I had the leather one that makes noise,
Yeah.
but I needed that nap.
Yeah. It was much needed.
Still feel a little tired. I could have potentially fucked myself over for sleeping tonight. You take a
Yeah,
nap.
I do always worry about that.
You know what I mean? So I could get up at not early, 7 for work.
I can give you an edible to take home if you want.
No.
I knew you were gonna say, "Hey, we got TV. It's finally on."
If I took an edible right now,
You're done.
I'd be going to the Queen. I'd be freaking out. Seriously.
Nice.
Good weekend?
Yeah. So we
Well, I mean, I know we
Yeah.
were together yesterday.
Right.
Did you do anything
worked
Saturday?
Worked until Saturday, and then yesterday we partied. Thanks for everyone for coming to the watch
Yeah, it was
party.
a good time.
Game 2 watch party. Probably about 15 of us here.
You told people to come here at 3, right?
Yeah.
Because Dev and I didn't come to
And not
5.
anyone was here at 3.
What?
Nobody was
No.
here at 3. It was me, Garrett, and Alina, and then Ashley showed up at like 12 o'clock. And then Danny was like the first person that was already here. Then he got here around 4. So
Nice.
and everyone showed up right before the game.
Yeah, when we showed up, you guys were already throwing the die up.
Got a couple games in before tip off.
Also saw Sean Gordon here at the house.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to give a whole backstory, but it's good to see him again.
Yes, I love Sean.
Love Sean.
It's great to see his
It's
face.
good. It's good to know that he's doing good. It's good to see everybody. We don't. That'll probably be one of the last times we have everybody over here.
It's very possible. Yeah,
I know you're planning on doing a Game 5 thing next week,
hopefully.
which I
We'll
hope
make
to.
it.
I hope to be able to make. But yeah, it's been a good weekend.
Nice. Shall we, what do we got going on today?
We have some NHL playoffs. We're currently watching the Oilers versus the Avalanche.
Well, they scored fast.
And Edmonton is up 3-2. Third quarter just started about 2 minutes ago. And this is must win from here on out for any game for the Oilers.
Yes,
They're down 3-0.
It's 3-0, 3-0 Avs.
And this isn't like the NBA. They could still, it's possible. We've seen people come back from 3-0 deficits in the NHL.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how many times the team has actually won. But a series is never over until, Colorado's going to finish this off. Maybe not tonight, but they're going to finish it off.
But I guess what I'm saying is it's just not like the death sentence like it is for
Right,
the NBA, it
right.
seems like.
Yeah.
So, Oilers got a chance. They're the best player in the league. You never know. You
Yep.
never know. But we also have the NBA Finals like we talked about. And a little bit of NASCAR.
Yeah.
You get some nice news that people already know about.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. And then a little bit of other stuff around the sports world because we are getting to that point in the year where we're not talking a lot about sports because not a lot of
Yeah.
sports going on.
I mean, once it gets down to baseball only for a little while, it's kind of dry.
That might be when we start taking every other weeks,
Right.
like we have done in the past.
Yep.
So, start us off with the NHL
Yeah,
because
so-
you are our NHL analyst.
So yes, we have the Avalanche and Oilers going on right now. Avalanche looking for the sweep, like we said. Big news out of today's game is that Evander Kane was suspended for a hit during Game 3 on Nazem Kadri, and Kadri will be likely out for the rest of the playoffs because of an injury.
Jeez, I saw the the replay of the last game they played. And I saw there was a video of him in the box. And Evander Kane lives in the box.
He does.
Just does.
He does. I mean, he would lead the league in penalty minutes every year when he was with the Sharks. So.
And I think it's fair to say, I don't really care as much, but you definitely are rooting for the Oilers probably to lose a little bit because of Evander Kane. Like you don't want him to flourish.
Yeah, I mean,
you want like McDavid and maybe the Oilers as a team, but you don't want Evander
Right.
Kane really to flourish.
yeah, I root for McDavid just because he's kind of like we've talked about. He's like the Mike Trout of hockey right now. But yeah, Evander Kane can go and scratch his ass. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I think that Colorado's going to put the nail in the coffin at some point. Maybe not tonight because they are down 3-2, but still plenty of game left.
Oilers fans deserve a home win too, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
You got Gretzky in the building. You got to win one for the great
Right.
for the great one. Right?
It kind of doesn't feel like, I shouldn't say they don't deserve to be here, but they don't feel like a team that was put together well enough to make it this far in the playoffs. But that's the beauty of the NHL.
Yeah,
Anything can happen.
watching this game, it seems like Colorado, they move the puck around really well.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams are pretty awesome in their offensive zone. Yeah, it's funny that we haven't seen some crazy outbursts like we did in Game 1 after that 8-6 final.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because I kind of expected a lot of that in the series.
Yeah. And the winner of this series will play the winner of the Rangers
and Lightning.
Rangers and Lightning,
Yeah.
which the Lightning are only down 2-1 now.
Yeah,
they lost their first two,
Yeah.
which is surprising because it seems like the Lightning just win playoff series.
Well, yeah, they've been beaten 2 games in a row for the first time in like a really long time. Like they had some crazy streak going in the playoffs. That is.
I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're looking to even up the series in New York. At home tomorrow against the Rangers.
If you're Tampa, you gotta be thinking we got them right where we want them.
Well, yeah, and
They
they got to feel pretty fortunate that they were able to make that comeback in the last game after being down 2-0 and scoring that winning goal in the final minute. But yeah, you can't underestimate the Lightning. They're gonna come. I mean, I think a lot of people were picking Tampa Bay going into the series. So
I mean,
so you
based
gotta,
off what they've done the past couple of years, how can you not?
right, you cannot sleep on this team at all if you're the Rangers.
I'm glad Garrett's not here because why am I kind of pulling for the Lightning to be the MVP?
He definitely he has his interesting reasons. Oh, we got a goal from Edmonton.
Uh,
He has some interesting reasons to root against teams for sure. Like he's just like
He definitely has an interesting picking and choosing of what
Right.
he likes and he doesn't like.
you know. I mean, it is funny that he just because they're a team in Florida that he doesn't think that they should have a hockey team or be good at hockey.
Coming from a guy who roots heavily for a team in San Jose.
Right.
Last time I checked, there's no ice or snow in San Jose.
Not very often, anyways.
Or maybe he gets all pissed off because the Buccaneers are good too. It's just like Tampa Central.
Yeah. Ooh, wow, that went off the guy's face, man. But yeah, that's hockey.
Yeah. On to the NBA Finals, the bulk of the show. So Game 1, what did I say last week? I said Boston had to win Game 1. I thought it was a must-win. If they did win that game, they were going to win the series, and I feel pretty good about that because, I mean, the Warriors had Game 1 and then they didn't.
They should have.
Because the Warriors, you can always get the what ifs, hypotheticals. But the Warriors, if you're a Warriors fan, you're thinking, damn, we could be up 2-0 and be 2 wins away.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But you got to give it to Boston. It's they won the Game 1, 120-108. Steph Curry did score 21 points in the first quarter. He was
part of the game.
and Fuego. I think he had like 6 or 7
6
threes.
threes, yeah.
But Boston, surprisingly, because at that point Golden State kind of seemed like they were taking control of the entire game.
Right.
And
But
Boston,
they kept in it, yeah.
Boston, despite that, was leading at half.
Yeah.
So the Warriors outscored the Celtics 38-24 in the third quarter, led by 12 after 3. Oh, wait, yeah. And then Boston in the fourth quarter shot probably their best fourth quarter.
They went absolutely ballistic. It was insane to watch. I mean, they were And granted, they were getting some open looks, but they were hitting shots that you wouldn't really expect a team to hit.
I mean, Al Horford was looking like Steph Curry out there.
Yeah, and Devin White was making big shots. Jalen Brown was taking tough threes and nailing them. So
They outscored the Warriors in that fourth quarter, 40-16.
that was ridiculous.
40 points in a quarter,
Yeah.
in any basketball game is ridiculous.
Yeah, and a lot of the narrative after that game was like pointing the finger at the Warriors melting, but to me, it's more of a tip of the cap to Boston. They just literally made every shot. It felt like.
Yeah. I mean, that to me was arguably the biggest win of the year for the Celtics.
To this point, absolutely. I mean,
That was the Warriors' first loss in the postseason at Chase Center, and their first loss this year in the playoffs at home.
right.
And despite Jason Tatum not having a great game either.
Yeah. Tatum was more of a facilitator than a scorer.
I got some words about Jason Tatum here in a little bit.
Are you saving him, or you got him right now?
Hmm?
Are you saving him, or you got
I'll
him?
save him for a little bit later.
Gotcha.
Also, I want to mention this because I think I saw this after Game 1. So ESPN has this BPI, the Basketball Power Index,
Right.
and for some, I don't know what they were basing this off of, but they gave the Celtics an 86% chance to win this series.
Right. Going
Going into Game 1
Yeah,
over the Warriors 14%. I don't. These people are smarter than me that are doing this, but I don't understand what their logic is.
I think there's sometimes I think it's all statistical analysis that goes into it. There's no like bias or anything.
What's the? It's not 86 anymore. It can't be.
I don't know. I don't know what the
I
haven't seen it. But.
And I saw another one too. It was like I think CBS Sports posted it on their account, but it wasn't like their algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
And someone was saying the Celtics had an 80% chance over the Warriors 20. So I don't really.
Yeah,
I don't
know
really
either.
understand.
That seems crazy too for, especially a team that I believe the Warriors were favored in Vegas going into the series.
I would think they'd be favored.
Yeah, or at least very
for
close.
any kind of
Right.
algorithm.
So that just seems odd that the numbers would be that skewed in favor of Boston.
It's just strange. I don't think this is an ESPN bias at all. I think, like you said,
I don't think there's any human element.
it's just pure numbers.
Right.
But 86% chance?
Yeah, that's crazy.
God.
That means that they should be winning in 5 games.
Exactly. I think if the Warriors would have played the Heat, the Warriors probably should have had like an 86% chance.
I would think the
You know
Warriors would be
what I
heavy favorites against the Heat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. That really was shocking to me. And I think it's also. I hope no one showed that to Steph Curry because or the team.
Right.
If I'm Steve Kerr, you know.
Oh,
what
I'm
saying?
sure Draymond
Hey,
saw that. Put that on the
yeah.
bulletin
Oh,
board.
if I'm Steve Kerr, I'm writing that number on a chalkboard
Right.
saying this is what they think of us.
Yeah.
Okay. And they did lose Game 1, but still, they bounced back in Game 2.
Yeah.
It was, 107-88 was the score,
Yeah.
but it really wasn't that close.
Well,
Which
I mean-
I guess that is almost a 20-point win.
Yeah, I think the Warriors only led by, or no, did they trail by 2 at half? It was a close game
I
at
think
half.
they led by 2.
Yeah, led by 2 at half. And then they did the same thing they did in Game 1, except they actually really put twisted the knife in the bag.
Yeah.
And they outscored Boston 35-14 in the third, and they had a 23-point lead going in the fourth quarter this time, so a little more comfort there. Curry led the way again with 29 points.
He wants that Finals
He
MVP
wants
trophy.
it.
He wants it.
He would be on pace if the Warriors would finish this off.
Jordan Poole had a good game though.
He finally, he didn't have a great game, but he finally, well, I shouldn't say finally, but he bounced back from a bad game.
He had 2 really big shots that made it seem like
Right.
it was a Jordan Poole game.
Right.
But I look at the stats, I'm like, he only had 17,
Yeah.
Curry had 29. But Jordan Poole had that borderline half-court shot to end the third quarter.
Yeah, he had the crossover 3 at first with like a minute left in the third, and then he got the ball back,
Yeah.
I think a possession or 2 later, and took that 40-footer and
And
drained it.
if you would have put number 30 on his back, I would have thought that was Steph Curry, right?
It was a very Steph Curry-esque shot.
It was kind of cool seeing. He was he hit the shot and then he was kind of walking like he's feeling himself because how could you not?
Right.
And then right behind him was Steph Curry looking at him like, who do you think you
Yeah.
are? Like that's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I do. It's kind of like a nice kind of big brother.
Right. That was cool. That was very cool. I yelled really loud when that happened.
Yeah. Stop me if you've heard this before, but the Warriors had another huge third quarter, like you said.
Yeah, crazy.
What are the Boston coaches saying to this team? Just you gotta your best the best quarter you gotta play against this team is the third quarter.
Right.
On the defensive side, you have to. I'm not going to get into it like I did probably last week or 2 weeks ago. But you have to do
Right.
this.
I got to think too, and to give the Warriors their due is that the coaching staff makes great adjustments, or maybe just the team does. And maybe the team benefits a lot from just getting that breather too.
Yeah. Well, and let me get something straight. I am the furthest thing from a professional athlete.
Yeah.
It's way easier for me to say stop them in the third quarter.
Right.
But it's just like it's like Groundhog Day. What can you do?
Inevitable.
It's inevitable. What can you do about
Because
it?
they do this to a lot of teams.
They do.
It's not
No, this
just been this year.
This has been happening since 2015, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And in the past, it was driven a lot by the fact that Steph Curry would play all 12 minutes of the third quarter, and
Yeah.
he would just go off in the third quarter constantly. But it's now become a team effort. I'll take one of those as well.
Which one do you want?
Surprise me. Tangy.
We'll both drink Tangy. How about that?
All right.
We'll get cute with it. Game 3 will be on Wednesday because the NBA loves to take their time. I talk shit about it, but I understand it. Especially in the championship, you want players to be rested
Right.
as much as they can be.
I'm
So
totally with that.
I get that.
I wouldn't mind if they only took one day off when they weren't traveling, but it is what it is.
It's gonna be loud in Boston. on
It
Wednesday.
sure will
It's
be.
gonna be loud.
They're hungry. They are hungry.
I think the Warriors are gonna win Game 3 in Boston. I was even saying yesterday I thought the Warriors win the next two, be up 2-1.
We'll see. I mean, I don't think anything is.
I don't think it's a given. I can see it. I can see it happening though.
Yeah, I don't think anything can be certain. I think these games are so game to game. The coaches, both these coaches, I think are really good, and they make great adjustments, and they make it difficult on each other. So, yeah, I'm excited to see the rest of the series. Obviously, it's
But I don't think Boston has lost back-to-back games in a while. Just you know how
Right,
I
I think-
how I am with my stats and my
Yeah.
how things have been in the past.
I saw that they are undefeated in the playoffs so far, coming up a loss. Yeah. So
But they stole home court. They did what they
Yeah.
had to do. I was really surprised. Because you know how I get. I was texting you. I'm like, oh, this game's over. 12
Right.
minutes left in the third quarter. I'm like, it's
you
over.
fucker.
And then you text me again. I wasn't. Even, I didn't watch. Really, I can't. It's hard for me to watch the games. You know how I get.
Yeah.
And you texted me towards the end. You're like,
I think the Warriors still had like a 10 or 12 point lead when I texted you.
and then you texted me later on when.
Oh, when the Warriors were losing.
Yeah, and they're like, you're like, are you sure they're still gonna win? I looked at the score. I'm like, no fucking way. Are you kidding me?
So you know what's funny? So Garrett actually came into the Marriott for the game, and my parents were there for the first half as well.
Oh, nice.
And because it was my parents' anniversary, happy anniversary.
How long?
32 years, I believe.
And that's being together or marriage?
Marriage,
Wow.
June 2nd, 1990.
I mean, man, they've been married longer than we've both been alive. You know, it's just, it's good for them. It's great.
So yeah, they came in. Garrett came in. Garrett actually stayed for the whole game, and they kind of befriended this couple that was sitting right next to them at the bar, and they were big Celtics fans.
Okay.
So-
Were they annoying?
No, they're very cool. Right? And we were, the guy was really chatting it up and being a good guy. But
Any
anyways.
Boston connections for them, or
No, they're actually. I want to say he somehow had family that was maybe from there, but he wasn't from there. And we got a Colorado goal.
Yep.
Somehow maybe he had some family, but they were both from Florida.
Okay.
But they were big Celtics fans.
Hmm.
So we were friendly banter going throughout the whole game,
Of course.
and then I go on my lunch break right at the start of the third quarter, and that's of course when shit hit the fan for the Warriors. It just was way too ironic.
Third or the fourth?
Start of the fourth.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's right when shit hit the fan.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Celtics are one of those teams that have fans everywhere.
Yeah, they're pretty national. I mean, with the amount of championships they have, was it like 17 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I think it's 16.
Are they going to try to tie the Lakers with this one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the Lakers
So 17.
have 17 now, I believe.
So yeah, but yeah, crazy first game, and good bounce back for the Warriors.
So I think the Warriors will win one of these games because
They fucking need to.
well, they have that stat of when I think under the Kerr era they have always won a road game in the playoff series.
Is that right? In every single series.
Every single
That's
series.
wild.
Or maybe not that. I think they have
The finals?
I think they have a long streak of 12 straight or something like that of winning a road playoff game.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nothing's a given, but given the numbers and all that, it kind of looks like they're going to win one of these games in Boston.
Right.
Which yes, you're right. They need because if they get on 3-1, I think they could come back from a 3-1
They
lead.
could,
but as a fan, it's not
Right.
ideal.
And it just they're not the same young spry team that they were 6 years ago, where you feel like they would the energy factor wouldn't be in play, but I think it would be with this group.
And 2-2 coming back home, potentially go up 3-2. You can't really ask for more than that.
Right.
I mean, you can get greedy and want the rest. Go win the next 3.
Right.
But this Boston team's good, and I love this Boston team because they're not afraid of this Warriors team.
Not at all.
No, they're young, but they're not afraid.
Yeah, I think their youth showed in the last game, but they are. You're right. They are fearless for sure.
I think they had 33 turnover, or the Warriors had 33 points off turnovers.
Yeah, I think the Boston turned over 19 times. Tatum was like, even though he scored more, he wasn't playing very smart. Like, it just.
I like
Go
Jaylen Brown. He's like him and Draymond going at it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just he's not afraid. I mean, because you got to think if you're playing the Warriors. This team has been dominating the NBA for the last 8 years, or
Yeah.
been consistently.
I mean,
being
they've been
consistent
in
with it.
6 out of the last 8 finals.
Yeah.
So.
You got to think a team that's never been there, they might get kind of like oh, I don't know, like
Yeah.
can we do this?
Right.
But they've been in the playoffs a lot too themselves. They've made it to the finals.
Yeah, it's funny because these guys are so young, yet they actually do have a ton of playoff experience.
do.
Yeah. No finals experience, but tons of playoff experience.
So I kind of got some beef with Jason Tatum.
Let's hear it.
I kind of think the man's soft. I don't care how much Kobe Bryant gear this guy wears. I think this man is soft.
Yeah.
You can't rock Kobe Bryant gear and then think you're hard. Or
Right. Yeah, just doing that doesn't make you tough.
He's a really good player. I just don't think he has that. I hate saying it, but he don't got that dog in him. I don't think he has that dog in him.
I'm kind of with you. I think Jaylen Brown has a lot more.
Jaylen Brown for sure has that
Yeah.
dog in him.
Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, Jason Tatum, he could score. He's a really, really good player.
Right.
But I just think it's not. I don't think it's like he kind of feels like he doesn't need basketball.
Right. I think he does love the game, but he doesn't have that like. Well, I read something funny, and it kind of backs up your point. Is that it was Colin Cowherd and the Jason Timpf guy that he has on the volume that they talk basketball about.
Okay.
And Colin brought up this point. He's like, if Jason Tatum had Jaylen Brown's confidence and I forget what the other comp would be, and then if Jaylen Brown had the poise or whatever of Tatum, like they would be both superstars.
Yes.
But Tatum just doesn't quite like he'll miss some shots and pass the ball.
Yeah. I listened to Colin. They were listening to a clip of it was like a media day for the Celtics, and Jaylen Brown was saying it was just like he didn't really think he could ever be a leader of a team. I'm totally botching what he said, but it wasn't like a confidence type thing.
Jason Tatum said that, or
Yes,
Tatum? Yeah.
Jason Tatum said
Yeah.
that. And Colin was like, man, if I'm like, because he said, can you imagine if like Michael Jordan or Scottie Pippen heard this?
Right.
Like this guy, this guy doesn't even believe in himself.
Right.
So you got to go at him. I'm sure Draymond Green's thinking that same thing. I bet you Colin's even texting Draymond Green because they're all buddy now in the volume.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just the kind of person he is. And I'm okay with not being, cocky person because I don't, who likes cocky people?
Yeah, I mean, I like humbleness, but
He's made it to this level and to these games for a reason.
yeah,
The team's really good, but he's also
he's a great.
the
He's
leader of the team.
He's the best player.
I think you could debate Marcus Smart could be the leader of the team, kind of like how Draymond.
Sure.
But I mean, Jason Tatum's the guy on that team. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about that. I need to see the Jason Tatum game, like the big Jason Tatum game in the series.
Right.
And I think it could happen.
I think being at home now.
They go back to
a little
Boston.
more comfort.
The next 2 games.
I'd be shocked if the Warriors won both. Let's just put that up.
I think they'll split.
Yeah. I think the Warriors should be hoping for a split. Obviously, you want to be ready, like you said, but Warriors need to get back home with no more than 2 losses.
And Jason Tatum, if you're listening, I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you heavily. Like I'm not trying to talk shit. It's like I need you to score. I need you to have like that 40-point game.
Well, I think he like we saw in game 1, he just needs to take what the defense gives him. He in game 2, he just kind of took shots, and he made some threes that were tough, but it wasn't necessarily a great shot to take. So I think he needs to just play within the offense and be a facilitator if that's what it has to be.
Are you worried at all about your boy Klay Thompson?
The reason I wanted to bring this up is because there was talk on we were watching TV today and it was a topic of conversation, and I never freak out with either Steph or Klay after just a couple of games of bad shooting, because we've seen them do that plenty of times in their career and then bounce back and be the great shooters that they are. So I'm not terribly concerned. Obviously, we'd love to get some more production out of Clay because we're going to need it if we're going to win the series. But but I wouldn't freak out over this 2-game stretch. He has been bad though. 10 out of 33 from the field, 4 out of 15 on threes.
It's not like him.
And game 2 he was terrible. I think he was 4 out of 19. And the biggest point that was being brought up is that the Warriors clearly left Clay in the fourth quarter, even though they were up by 25, to see if they could get some shots and get them in.
Which I don't think is a bad idea.
Which I get it, but like that kind of tells you that they know something's a little off and they need to try and get him going. So. But yeah, I'm not terribly concerned. I think Clay has always been pretty streaky. He can be obviously amazing at times.
I'm just get to a game 6. You know he's gonna show up.
If he did that again in a game 6, like to close out, that'd be unreal.
That Finals MVP type shit.
They'd have to do like a tribute on 2K to his game 6 wins.
Yeah, just boost up everything on
right.
game 6.
Yeah, he's got like 110 3-point rating. Man.
And you got to think with Klay Thompson, he's been so great for so long that these shooting struggles, they're not going to. He's got to have a good game of
at some point, right?
He's due,
right?
As as baseball players say, the man's due,
right? I think the other thing that in this season more than any other, and a lot of it could be attributed to him coming off an injury, but he's been extremely inconsistent this season.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's had stretches where he's been great, but then he won't back it up necessarily.
I mean, how long had he not played basketball? Like 900 days.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous amount of days. Yeah.
So I don't blame him for I understand him not being Klay Thompson of like 2016, 2017.
Right. And this team with the emergence of Poole and Wiggins in the playoffs has allowed him to not have to be the number 2.
Which is nice for you guys.
Which is a total luxury.
Because if you guys didn't have Poole or Wiggins, you might be in some serious trouble.
Oh, we wouldn't be here.
That's a good point.
Yeah, like they wouldn't have beat anyone in these playoffs without them.
And is it possible that Klay Thompson is getting to that point in his career where it's like, is he on the decline? Like, is it close to being over the career?
It's hard to say. I would give him, because I think in the past we've seen guys have a tough first year back up injury and then they really regain that rhythm.
Oh,
tie game.
4-4.
Avalanche ain't going away.
I spoke too soon.
Yeah. You see them have a real resurgence in that second year back. So I wouldn't come to that conclusion yet. But he is 32 now, I believe. So
yeah,
all those guys are definitely on the backside of their careers. So.
Yeah, you know what I would say to you is enjoy it while it lasts.
100%. I mean, even as much as I want to see this team win the championship, because whenever you're in it, you want to win. But everything from here on out, I think with this group is great.
Or you're playing with house money.
It's 100%. They're just everything from here on out would be just a whipped cream and cherry on top because we've seen so much amazing basketball over the league last 8 years.
It's crazy to me to think if they were to win this championship, that would give them 4.
Yeah.
And that would equal the amount the Niners won in the 80s.
Yeah.
And I wonder how your dad would compare these Warriors to the Niners in the 80s. Because I know it's completely different sport, but the dominance I would say is still there's arguably the same.
I love that comp. I think maybe as good as those Niners were, and obviously we weren't alive for that, but I feel like the peak of the Warriors with KD, that was a more dominant.
Yeah, I mean that was
more dominant team.
It was a guarantee.
Yeah, but and football and basketball are totally different sports.
Absolutely.
But you had.
I'm just talking about the Bay Area dominance.
Right.
And also we had the Giants, but it seems different.
Yeah, totally.
And they won 3 championships, and I love that, you love that, and most Bay Area fans love that.
But
it didn't feel like those Giants never felt like they dominated.
Oh no, because
the Warriors. Obviously, like you said, we weren't alive for the Niners.
Yeah.
But I know that they dominated.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The Giants weren't winning 100 games a year, so they weren't favorites ever going into the playoffs.
That's true.
Yeah, I think that also changes things.
Where the Warriors
were
post
generally the 1 seed, if not just the absolute favorites, no matter what.
So yeah, kind of think about that. If you guys win 4, and it's dude, these guys are, and that's also I think I forgot to mention this a few weeks ago. The Bay Area run from 2010, starting with the Giants.
Right.
If you guys, of winning championships or getting to the championship game or series.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
All 4 teams at least made it to a final.
Yeah.
Yeah, or a Super Bowl.
Since 2010.
Yeah.
And then you have you got 4 championships for the Warriors if they win,
Yeah.
3 for the Giants.
Yeah.
The Sharks couldn't do it.
Sharks lost 1, Niners lost 2.
But still, I mean, it's been incredible. Like,
Yeah.
it's probably how it feels to be a Boston sports fan back in like the early 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, even like just since 2000, Boston has been unbelievable. I mean, even the Red Sox won in 2018, so it's not like it's ever ended. Patriots won in 2017 or 18 also.
Well, yeah, they went to 3 straight, I
Yeah.
think, or they went to 4 in 5 years or something nuts like that. So that's kind of what I compare it to.
Yeah. And the Celtics, even if they weren't going to the finals, are probably in the conference finals most of those years.
Well, yeah, and they won the finals in 2008.
2008.
And they went in 2010.
Yeah, but I'm even just thinking about like the last 6 or 8 years.
Yeah.
We've seen these teams go to the conference finals.
So it's nice to be you.
So, did you answer this? I can't remember your confidence level in the Celtics right now.
Well, coming off a loss, it's tough. I'm never confident off a loss.
Yeah.
I do think it's a good. I'm not going to say I don't like the term moral victory because I don't think that's anything. I think it's a loss that they needed.
Sure. Yeah. A little bit. Of
Coming off that first game, I didn't think they were cocky, but I thought like analysts were already throwing the Warriors under the bus.
I've tried as much as I can over the last few days, and part of it's because the Warriors lost, but just avoiding, sports talk, just because it's, the ebbs and flows of a series are just crazy, and then getting over.
Like how do I feel right now? I don't feel great, but I do think, like I said, it's a loss that the Celtics needed to have, and they gotta feel great. We won the first game.
Yeah.
We're going home now split.
Yeah.
We did what we had to do. We probably overachieved in these first 2 games.
Yeah.
Give them that first win.
I think also too, because I remember when you were talking about you have to beat the Warriors in game 1 because you can't win a series if you don't. And I tried to give you a contrary, like, okay, what if they lost game 1 and won game 2? Wow, Colorado.
5-4 Avalanche.
They're relentless. So, what if they, lost game 1, won game 2? Like, would you feel any better? But this is one of those scenarios where I feel like if you're a Celtics fan, you actually probably don't feel any different because the way they won game 1, and sure they got their shit spanked, but you could say the Warriors are playing a little desperate.
Yeah, because we were talking about it yesterday. That was essentially a must-win for the Warriors.
Yeah. So
you
already put them in that position.
Yeah.
So
because if you're down 0-2, you have to win game 3.
Right.
As being the Warriors.
Right.
We know that. The confidence level is okay. I think it's fine.
I feel like if you were a confident Celtics fan going into the series, you probably are about the same. And if you were only so-so in the Celtics coming in, you're probably about the same.
And if you're a Celtics fan, you're also thinking Tatum really hasn't gone off yet.
No, he hasn't shot the ball very well at all.
I think the Celtics, they need to they can't turn the ball over like that.
Well, yeah, they got to clean that up for sure. And I think
they will.
And I think the big thing from game 1 to game 2 is like game 1, like those role players just went up. I mean, Derek White and Al Horford and Smart. Then none of those guys did anything in game 2.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
So game 3 Wednesday, it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be massive.
This series has been. I just love the intensity of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think both these teams are eager for sure.
You still feeling good about that Warriors Game 7 buzzer beater win? Bold prediction.
We got to get there first.
That is like a very bold, specific.
It's super specific. I mean, there's like pretty much no way it could happen because there's the odds of it are just so low.
Yeah.
Because first you got to get to the Game 7, and then you got to get to the opportunity to hit a game-winning shot.
Dude, if the Warriors did that. That next episode for me is gonna be because you called at the beginning of the year they're gonna win.
Yeah.
And if Steph Curry hits the buzzer beater, Game 7 at home,
he could shit the bed these next 4 games and then do that in Game 7.
I might
win MVP.
I might have Danny come in for me that episode. I might not even show a face if that's the case. I swear to you, because I would be dreading that all week.
Man.
I'd be like, dude, I can't come in. I can't do it.
That's funny. Good stuff.
Yeah, and that's actually no. I had some NBA news. Did I? Oh yeah, I want to mention. So, Mike Breen has not been talking or not been doing his announcing as
Mr.
he
Bang
does for the NBA because he has COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the first game, one of the Van Gundy brothers. Which one is it? Jeff.
Jeff, yeah.
Jeff Van Gundy also was there because he had COVID. So for the first time in NBA Finals history, there was an all-black TV announcing crew.
Oh, nice.
It was Mark Jones, who is the main commentator.
Do you know he's the announcer for the Kings now?
I think I do remember hearing about that, but I forgot. So it was Mark Jones, Mark Jackson, former Warriors coach, and then Lisa Salters, who...
Oh, yeah. Who was on the sidelines?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool. You know, I love, breaking barriers. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I want to mention that.
Mark Jones is pretty good. He's not Mike Breen, but he's pretty good.
He's got a good voice.
Yeah.
He's got a good announcing voice.
He's got some funny, little lines that he throws in there.
I mean, Mike Breen at this point, he's like a social media icon.
Oh, he's the man.
I feel like I always see jokes about him going, dang,
Yeah.
on Twitter. Or memes about it.
Right. And it's funny because a lot of people, and I think rightfully so, they're not huge fans of Van. Oh wow, tie game. Not huge fans of Van Gundy and Mark Jackson because Van Gundy just says a lot of stupid shit throughout this.
They're a really good trio.
Yeah.
They're a really good.
But I think Mike Breen really leads the charge.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then Mark Jackson's kind of dry.
I do love how Mike Breen still does Knicks games.
Yeah.
Like
I honestly didn't even realize that until this year.
It's just that's cool. I think it's cool that he does that. I mean, try to get everything he can. But.
Right. Well, like Dan Schulman, who used to do Sunday Night Baseball, would also, I believe, do the Blue Jays.
I have to imagine that Mike Breen, even without the Knicks job, could live a comfortable life.
Oh, just on ABC, yeah, absolutely.
Or,
ESPN.
yeah. But
Absolutely.
he's like working overtime.
Right. He would probably just take on more assignments for ESPN, I would guess.
Mm.
Yeah.
But it's a big game when he's announcing.
I know.
So
Oh yeah.
he's kind of. I won't go this far. I won't go crazy, but he kind of reminds me of like the NBA version of Al Michaels a little bit.
Yeah.
Or at least like for me.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, he's definitely in that echelon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, Al Michaels is the best.
Al Michaels is great.
He's the best. I mean, he did the Miracle game. Like,
He did.
you believe in miracles? Yes.
Yeah.
That's Al Michaels. It's like one of the best calls ever.
Yeah. Even like Bob Costas, I don't love anymore just because he's kind of lost his energy, but Bob Costas is a legend too.
Classic voice.
Yeah.
Everyone talks shit about Joe Buck, and I'm not even saying I like him because he's a Cowboys fan apparently.
Yeah.
But he's good at what he does.
Yeah. And I think now that he's doing ESPN, I think he's gonna open up a little bit more. I feel like because he's doing like some of those side shows now.
Yeah, so he's doing like a golf one.
The golf thing, yeah. So I think that might kind of loosen him up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because he's always I felt like on Fox he was just kind of a little bit of a tightwad,
Well, that's probably how it.
But if you see stuff of him like off air, he was like totally chill. But it would
Yeah.
just be
Or maybe he'll be the same way on ESPN. Maybe that's just how serious he takes his job.
right. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. And that is the NBA. Officially.
Talking about Joe Buck to finish out the NBA section.
It's what we do best.
Yeah.
NASCAR time.
Vroom.
Start it off.
Joey Logano,
No.
winner this week.
Who has Joey Logano?
Alex.
Oh, she needed something.
Yeah, she needed something.
She needed something.
He's really actually having a really nice season for her. Poor thing, just she's got Brad Keselowski on her team, and he sucks.
I'm really glad I ditched his ass. Let me tell you.
So yes, Joey Logano won the very first ever Cup Series race at WWT Raceway in Madison, Illinois yesterday in overtime, holding off Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney.
Do we know what WWT stands for?
Worldwide Technology.
Thank you.
Well, at Gateway Motorsports Park.
And so this raceway is just NASCAR's never driven there before.
They've never done a Cup Series race. I think they did like I got it actually right here. They did Truck Series racing there before.
Oh, okay.
IndyCar I think has raced here in the past. So yeah, but NASCAR first Cup Series race.
Nice, that's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting looking track. It's like one. It's just like a paperclip look, but one turn is a lot longer than the other turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
House standings now. First update in a little while.
Yeah.
Garrett at 31, you with 25.
Second place.
Ashley's got 24, Danny also with 24, myself with 22, Dylan 19, and Alex 16 points.
Garrett's not as far in front as he was.
No, he's his boys have kind of let him down the last few weeks. I think he's got -1 points over the last 3 races.
And we're all close. These standings seem a lot better or closer than they were last year.
Yeah, like I'm in 5th place. I'm only 9 points behind Garrett.
Yeah.
So I can't.
Yeah, you're in fifth. I'm in second, and I got 3 on you. So
Right.
it's
Right.
I could be in fifth next week.
I mean, really, it's just about who. Again, no one has done this yet. I mean, there's a few guys with 2 wins this season, but no one has really dominated kind of like the way Larson did last year.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that has to do with figuring out this new car. We're 15 races in, and we've got 11 different winners.
That would have been a good bold prediction.
Yeah, I'd be hitting from last year.
What was it last year?
I said.
Oh, you said no racer.
No one would win more than 5, and Larson won 10.
You won 10 races?
It was like including, I think he had 2 or 3 wins in the playoffs.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. Yep. And next week, or this week,
This coming Sunday,
you and
the crew,
12 others
9 of us total, I
9.
believe.
you're going to Sonoma again.
Oh yeah, I'm really sad you're not gonna be there because it's gonna be a lot of
No, I
fun.
know Dev and I are both, we're not bums. We're going to Tahoe.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have a good time up there.
Yeah, I'm going to Tahoe with Dev and her family. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
But NASCAR's fun too.
yeah.
It's gonna be a nice hot day.
Nice and hot. We're gonna roast.
You guys are gonna roast.
Gonna have like 17 Miller Lights and a pint.
Please wear sunscreen and wear a hat.
Yeah, definitely gonna be rocking my Kevin Harvick gear.
Okay.
Might
Good.
have to cop some Bowman gear while I'm there. We'll see.
Do they sell gear there?
They have like those trucks that you would see at like a concert.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time, man. I mean, NASCAR. We should try. Yeah, we should do this yearly.
Yeah, tradition for sure.
Tradition.
Yeah.
Because next year maybe we'll try to get there.
Yeah, just tell Devin not to plan another. I know she didn't plan this, but
I'll tell Devin's mom.
yeah, don't plan a
Don't plan a Tahoe trip. Instead of making it as NASCAR. Capiche?
The week of like June 12th is off limits.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot here. It's gonna be hot there.
It's gonna be lit.
Tahoe's gonna be like 85. It's exactly
Yeah.
what you want at Tahoe.
That'll be nice. That'll be real nice.
Let's put some bets down real quick. I'm not gonna be there, so I'm not gonna be the drunkest person there for once.
Damn.
Who do you got your money on being the drunkest person?
Well, it depends on who drives, I guess, but I'm gonna.
You gotta think Brady will drive.
I don't know. He drove last year, and I don't think he liked driving, so he might bow out. This
You
year.
think you're gonna drive?
I hope not, but if I have to, I will bite the bullet because I can have fun without drinking.
Yeah, you could still have a few.
I can have a couple Millers.
Yeah.
It's only 4%.
I think as long as once you get in, you don't drink it.
Right? Yeah, I just gotta taper it out.
Are you guys going all out?
Oh, we're not doing breakfast this year. We're gonna do just straight to boozes.
Or who do you got as the drunkest?
I'm gonna go Garrett. I think that's kind of an easy one, but I'm gonna go Garrett.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else could maybe get a little toasted. I mean, Darts.
I was gonna say Dan. Darts could be a candidate for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, last year we lost him for a little bit.
We did, yeah. Hopefully that doesn't happen again.
I think T-Mark could be up there.
I was kind of thinking Team Art. He's definitely not going to be driving because he's got a bum leg. So.
So it's gonna be. So who's all gonna be there?
So we have Dylan and Katie, Garrett of course, myself, Taylor and Elise, Danny and Willie, and Brady.
Ooh, Danny's not gonna get that hammered if Lily's there.
Yeah, I was kind of
I
thinking
think
that
he'll
too.
stay kind of tame.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I think Garrett's a strong candidate.
I think Garrett's gonna be the winner chicken dinner.
I wonder if he's hearing this right now in his room.
I hope he comes out and like fuck you guys.
But yes, it's going to be a great time.
You guys gonna leave at like 8 in the morning?
Yeah, we're gonna try and get there early again. I think we're gonna have to leave earlier than we did last
Because
time.
you got to put into account more people are gonna be there.
Right, because last year they kept it at 30% occupancy.
Mhm.
This year I think they let the whole thing loose. So
Yeah, you guys should probably leave 7. I don't know, is that crazy?
I was thinking like leave by 8 instead of like get everyone here at 8 and leave
Oh,
at
okay.
8:45.
Like leave here at 8.
Yeah.
That's probably a good call.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to get in that shitty traffic going to the race.
No, yeah, it's not fun. I mean, it's only like without traffic, it's like a 25-30 minute drive maybe. But
You guys have
when you
pop-
turn it into an hour.
You guys have a pop up? We had one last year.
Yeah,
Right?
I think Garrett might still have that one. I can't remember.
You guys bring the beer dive table?
No, we're gonna skip beer dive because I mean, what do we play? Like 2, maybe 3 games,
Yeah.
and it's kind of hard too because there's no like shade, so you're just looking straight to the sky,
Yeah, that's a good one.
the bright sky. So we'll probably just find some other games to play. We're talking about playing bags or something.
Yeah. Cornhole.
Cornhole.
Or no, ladder golf.
I don't have it here, but that would
I
be
haven't
a good
played
one.
ladder golf in so long.
Well, it's gonna be. I'm gonna be back on Johnson Street
Yeah,
soon, so we'll definitely be breaking that out.
Ladder golf will be on the agenda for sure.
Okay.
Just make sure James isn't over here because James is surprisingly good at ladder golf. That guy.
I said that out loud.
Other sports news: Aaron Donald restructured his contract with the Rams.
Big race.
Got a $40 million raise on his current contract. Apparently, the Rams just print money.
Yeah.
He will make $65 million over 2 years. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Yep. Pretty nice.
He is now the highest paid non-quarterback, I think,
Yep.
ever.
I believe you're right. Yeah. I mean, all the contracts are breaking records these days, but yeah.
And he's deserving of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was the talk of him like contemplating retirement, which I think everyone knew wasn't really legit. He just was leveraging his contract situation, and yeah, he definitely deserves it. He proved his impact on the game in last year's playoffs big time. I mean, he wrecked the Niners in that championship game and was a force in the Super Bowl as well.
So I mean, I must not watch enough Rams games or really notice it, but I mean, people always say that Aaron Donald's up there with like Reggie White, Lawrence
He's
Taylor, and
pretty
I just
awesome.
I guess he gets doubled all the time. And
Right.
He still makes it work.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he is kind of. I would say he's probably better than. I mean, like J.J. Watt was considered like that guy for a while. He's probably better than J.J. Watt.
Yeah.
As good as J.J. Watt was.
I guess
think
I
that's
guess
saying enough.
I guess I don't really when I watch football. I don't really look at.
It's hard to analyze
defensive
that.
line play.
Yeah, it's hard to analyze that unless you're just seeing results of like sacks, you know, or
Exactly.
tackles for loss. But yeah, he's pretty badass.
Yeah. Jazz head coach Quinn Snyder is stepping down.
Interesting.
A little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, there's just been a lot of weirdness going around Utah over the last couple of years. Of course, they've had plenty of playoff appearances, but
Nothing-
not a lot of success
No.
at all.
Donovan Mitchell is apparently not happy about this. A little
Yeah.
unsettled.
Yeah. This is another thing that has been floated is that the Jazz need to blow it up, and I don't really feel like that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get a guy, and Donovan Mitchell is not a superstar, but he is a very good player. He's going to be 26 next year, which is
Only
not
26.
old.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
which is not old.
No.
I just couldn't imagine trading this guy unless he just did the Anthony Davis and was like, I'm not going to play for you again.
I mean, you rather have him than
Rudy Gobert.
yes.
I think Rudy Gobert is a big time trade candidate. I think they should definitely explore that, and we've obviously heard the rumors that Donovan Mitchell isn't a huge fan of the guy. So.
And I think for the Jazz, you guys think, man, it feels like it's stale at this point.
A little bit.
Switch something up.
A little bit, but that's another thing is like to the talking about the Celtics, like they went to and their guys are a little bit younger,
No, it took you. You're right. It took,
but it took them a while. They've been to plenty of plenty of playoff series and whatnot, and
But the Jazz, I don't even think have reached the conference finals.
they have not. You're right.
Which
So-
I think the Celtics have reached 4 out of the last 6 or 4 out of the last 5.
But maybe you just trade Rudy Gobert and you just continue to try and build around Donovan Mitchell over the next 3-4 years and see what happens.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the consensus I feel like is you don't really reach your prime until you're 27, and then it lasts for 5 years, give or take.
Yeah.
So I think trading Mitchell would be stupid. I don't disagree with like making some moves, like maybe Mike Conley wasn't perfect and you move on from Rudy Gobert, but you got to keep Donovan Mitchell.
You have to keep Donovan Mitchell. Oh boy. What time is it?
It is time for the last call.
call. You got anything?
So the Avalanche and Edmonton game is going to overtime 5-5. We got another dose of last week's game with high scoring.
Yeah.
Also, we are watching a little bit of college NCAA baseball tournament right now. Waiting for the Stanford game to come on, which is after this one. I believe they are already down 1-0.
Which is a game that we
thought about going to. We floated the idea.
it's a good way to put it. It was definitely floated. It's one of those things when you're drinking 10:30, 10:45
Right.
at night, and you're like, we should go to the Stanford game
Yeah.
tomorrow.
If I didn't wake up feeling like a pile of absolute Duke, it would have been more doable. But
We were even like, yeah, we'll do the podcast from the game.
that would have been fun.
That would've been cool.
That would have been really fun. Ooh.
That would have been cool. It would have been weird.
Yeah.
But we could have.
Oh, they're gonna tie. Oh no.
No, they're gonna add on.
Right, add on. Sorry. But yes, it would have been interesting.
Would have been cool. And that
But-
stadium was nice.
Yeah, we went, right?
We didn't see Stanford play though, or did we? No, we saw.
Didn't we go, you, me, Nick, and Zoe?
Yeah, was that Stanford? Oh, they played Fullerton.
Yeah, they played Fullerton. That fucking
The
tank of a
tank.
dude hit a walk-off.
I forget what his name was, but it was something funny.
I could probably find out if you want to talk while I do that. But
So I got a couple things for last call. So John Madden,
mhm.
remember we were talking about he should be on the cover of Madden 23.
Right.
He's going.
Oh
to,
yeah, that's
he's
right.
going to be.
That's pretty awesome.
So good job by EA Sports. I think they would have flailed if they didn't do this.
Right.
You got to pay homage to the man that the game's named after.
Mhm.
So good on EA's part. Also, it's been a while. LeBron James, I'm mentioning him.
Oh, boy.
He became a billionaire.
Oh, he did. That's right. That's
I
pretty
think
cool.
he's the first active NBA billionaire. So I think for Michael Jordan happened post career.
Right.
I don't know if Kobe was technically a billionaire or if his net worth was $1 billion, but LeBron James is the first active player. I mean, that's nuts.
That's pretty awesome.
Really, hey, the kid from Akron,
Kid from Akron.
Kid from Akron. Do you have anything you want to talk about?
Watched a little. We watched together some girls softball.
Yes, we like women's sports. We like women's sports around here. Oklahoma.
Gotta hand it to Jocelyn Allo, that slugger for Oklahoma.
Totally.
She absolutely rakes. She
She-
just keeps extending her record number.
She hit a home run today that
Oh my
just
God.
left the planet.
Yeah, that was wild.
And they won that game at what, like 15-0?
Yeah, yeah.
They run ruled them, which is embarrassing.
Jace Chamberlain found him.
Jace Chamberlain,
Yeah.
number 50.
And
yeah.
look, that one home run right there is the one home run he hit that season. First career dinger walk off against like the top seeded Stanford or whatever they were. Maybe like
And
top 3.
Fullerton won that game.
Fulton won that game. I think it was either 2-1 or 1-0, something like that.
Jace Chamberlain. Or was his name Jumbo Chamberlain? Or
Yeah, they might have called him Jumbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 50.
Yeah, number 50.
When you're that big, number 50 is okay.
You're right. That's pretty funny.
I also had some sad news that happened over the week. Marion Barber, former Cowboys running back, passed away at age 38.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that is a bummer.
I looked it up before before this podcast, and I couldn't find. I don't think it's come out what happened to him.
Right.
Usually, when someone dies that early in their life, it doesn't really bode well for what happened to him,
Right.
But spent 6 seasons with the Cowboys. He's 8th on the Cowboys' all-time rushing list, and he was one of those running backs that was there when I really started getting into football.
Right.
It's kind of like him, Julius Jones, Felix Jones, around that kind of same era. And it's kind of sad. And I think I have Madden 09, I think. It's one with Drew Brees on the cover.
Oh, yeah.
And Marion Barber is in that game. So whenever I played,
Yeah,
it'd be like Felix Jones was the main running back and then Marion Barber was the backup.
Right.
But it's sad. It's
Yeah, it's always tough when you
hate to see it.
lose a life that early.
So prayers go out to his family. I think the Cowboys came out and said something about it. Tony Romo came out and said something about it too, which I thought was nice. They played together.
Right.
But yeah, that's
life.
just how it is, right?
That's life. All right, my friend. Game 3, Wednesday. Happy birthday to my mom on that day.
Okay, happy birthday,
June
Morgan.
8th. Avid listener.
She turned in 39.
Yeah, not quite 40 yet.
Good for her.
Yep.
Good for her. Love that.
27 once again.
27 once again. Devin's mom's birthday was a few days ago, or whatever, last week.
Happy birthday, Kendall.
And I don't I forget how old she actually turned, but she's like, I'm turning 39 for the second time. I thought that was funny.
That's good. All right. Thank you guys for watching, listening,
Appreciate it, as always.
and we will see you next week. Peace.